Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope all of you are doing good. So this is the HMD Watch X1, which was announced for the Middle Eastern market a couple of months back, and now it's available in Southeast Asian market. Now the HMD Watch X1 is the slightly more premium offering from HMD. This device is actually made in China, and to put into context, the HMD Watch X1 costs about USD 45, which makes it about $10 to $15 slightly more expensive than the HMD Watch P1. Pretty much they do the same in terms of the functions. So if you want to know in detail what the OS here can offer you and how is the app control with the device, you should watch my HMD Watch P1 review where I go in depth on both of these aspects so you can know what you're getting to. So the main highlight of this device is this is a slightly more premium looking, more premium offering from HMD. And the highlight is of course the 1.43-inch circular AMOLED display, which gives it the extra vibrant display, deeper blacks, and of course a slightly brighter display at 600 nits. And it has a slightly better IP rating than the P1, which is IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. Now the 5-day battery life is probably not accurate because in my personal use of both the P1 and the X1, you can easily stretch the battery life to 7 to 10 days easily. So this is where I feel that the wearable should be. You shouldn't be so dependent on charging your device on a daily basis. You don't need an ultra powerful watch that can do what your phone can do because that totally defeats the purpose. But that also means that this watch has to be with the phone for it to function properly, which means that it has to be a companion device. So no GPS, no NFC, you have to do all that from the phone. The watch just takes the information that is available there in order for it to execute certain analysis of your activities. So having said that, I feel that this is how a watch is supposed to be. The OS that is powering this is the RTOS or the real-time OS, and a companion device is what most of us need because you'll see there are plenty of things that can be done with this watch. So the rest of it is pretty much same with HMD Watch P1. So I urge you to watch that video for you to better understand what the watch can offer you and how the app works on the phone. The app is available for both Android and iOS if you're using an Apple device. And if I have to complain, I would say that I don't really like the approach that HMD is doing. We've got a separate app for HMD Dub, separate app for HMD Watch X1. We've got a separate app for HMD M, and it's all very much cluttered. I would like to have a unified experience. So having said all that, you can only register one watch at a time. So I can't add the X1 without removing the P1 from the HMD Watch app, which is quite a sad situation. So I have to like repair them again in case I want to switch watches, but I think this is going to be my primary watch from now on. Now, along with this, you do get 3 additional straps, orange, green, and blue, which is fantastic because now you don't really have to be in the looks for a replacement in case your strap has some issues. The watch itself comes in 3 different offerings. You've got a black one, you've got this leather brown option, and you've got this metallic gray option as well. All look fantastic, but I think this looks the most premium for me. So it also comes with this magnetic charger similar to the HMD Watch P1 with a type A at the other end, and you have to orientate it on the right orientation for it to be connected to the watch. Charging takes about an hour or so for the battery to fill up. Now, I've been using the watch since yesterday morning. That was the last I charged, and it's been more than 24 hours and it's at 92%, which is why I said that this watch and even the P1 would definitely exceed the 7 to 10 days of use purposes, which is really fantastic because I don't like the idea of charging my watch every couple of days. So let's take a quick look into the build of the watch itself. If you're wondering how big it is, my wrist is about on the average size. And the watch comes in a single size, but this is how it looks like, which is really nice. We've got the dial on the right hand side of the device. This dial is actually customizable. You can switch on and configure it to switch on and off the device, or also use it as an emergency button. But the problem is if you were to do activities and if you were to extend your wrist, you might accidentally activate the emergency button. So that is something that you need to keep an eye on, but it does come in handy, especially for those emergency purposes. With the dial of a button, your loved ones or the important people in your life, they are noted on your current status. So this is how the HMD Watch X1 looks like. And on the back, you've got this HMD logo. The strap is this leathery strap that I've gone for. And it does look like real leather, probably it's not. You've got the HMD branding over the back, human mobile device. And unfortunately, I can't say much about the devices that is being offered by HMD right now. Just hope that they do come back with something good to offer before the year ends. So one thing that I've noticed both with the X1 and the P1 is the glass panel over the heart rate sensor. It does comes with this plastic protection, but once you remove it, you'll notice all these micro scratches out there, and that kind of spoils the experience that you want. This is something to do with the manufacturing. I hope they do pay attention to all these tiny details that makes the experience much better for the end users. So HMD branding on the over the back. You've got this charging pin, and the strap is actually pretty nice, pretty thick. The watch itself, I think the thickness is slightly more than a centimeter. The width is about 47 millimeters. So that's the dimension of the watch if you are wondering. So I would say that it actually really feels nice. It actually feels like real leather, but it's hard for me to say whether this is an actual leather or not. But with all this type of devices over a period of time, you can have this buckle, this thing right here spoil, or you can have this strap getting wear off easily. But I don't have to worry much because I got 3 additional straps that I get it for free with these purchases. So you can actually swap them on the go if you want to. Now, if you want to know in depth of this OS, RTOS, and also the app, watch my HMD Watch P1 where I have explained in detail on what you can expect. They're essentially the same. This just looks more premium, has this beautiful AMOLED display with a circular design which looks more professional in my opinion. Now, the daily interaction of the watch is pretty smooth, as you can see right here. Scroll down, you go to the settings, and you've got a few quick settings right here which you can configure in the app, what to be there and what needs to be shown up front. So you've got one that goes to the deeper settings where you can change the watch faces, the always on display, screen sleep, sounds, vibration, wake up gesture, layout, brightness. And if you just want to know how bright this is just below the midpoint. I can go all the way here, which is unnecessary for me. I think just below the midpoint is where the sweet spot is. It's pretty much enough for me. I get to conserve the battery life as well. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that up front when I first launched the device, there was a firmware update. So I can't tell you how it was before, but with this current firmware, it looks to be pretty smooth. You can also use the dial to sort of jog down or up to the different layout and click on it. You can change the type of layout if you want to. You can have this circular layout if you want to, and that is up to you. And you can actually scroll down to select each of them individually. Now, scrolling up brings you to the notification, and you can decide the type of notification you want, from which app do you want, and from which app you don't need to. All that can be done through the app which is available for both Android and the iOS out there. Scroll left brings you to the other menu right here that gives you a quick glance into what you have to do. Now, I kind of like the fact that by just scrolling through, you can change the watch face on the go. You can design the watch face yourself. You can also have a collection of watch faces that you routinely use just to be installed through the app, and you can just scroll down and change it on the go without much of a hassle. All of them look beautiful thanks to the AMOLED display, but I think I'll go with this. This kind of looks enough, not too cluttered, and it also uses the element of black a lot, so that can kind of save the batteries on the go itself. Now, it has heart rate sensor, SpO2 monitoring, just monitor your sleep, just monitor your stress level. How accurate it is, it's something that is debatable, but the heart rate is pretty much, I would say, in the range of acceptable reading, so that is good. SpO2 is something that I can't really test for. It just seems to be working, but it's something that might not be as close as a medical device accuracy. So you got a quick setting to dialer, phone book, call history, and if you have it paired to your phone, you can actually make a phone call. You can answer your phone call here. You can make a phone call right here. You can also talk to your assistant directly from the watch here to do some quick searches, and all that can be done through the phone, which is why I like a wearable to be a companion device rather than a main device, you get to do a lot of things at the same time. You get to save the battery itself. So once you press in, then you go to the apps. You have more offering right here. You can scroll through the many different functions. You got breathing exercise. Do take note, you can control this watch to take photo. It launches a separate camera app. You can watch my previous HMD Watch P1 review where I've shown this in detail. You can control the music, you can set reminders, you can use it to search your phone. You can even use your watch for flashlight purposes. Comes handy if in case you're finding a seat in the cinema, dark hall, those kind of situation, yes. And like I said, plenty of other options right here, 700 different sports mode. And if your family is also using that, then you can create an activity together, monitor each other's progress. All this is possible from the watch and the apps. So this is a very quick look into the HMD Watch X1, pretty much similar to HMD Watch P1 in what it has to offer, but this kind of look more premium, does look really more sophisticated compared to the P1. Price is just right, I would say. It's not expensive. It does looks good, it feels good. You get 3 additional straps along with your purchase. The build quality is actually quite good. I just hope that they are more careful in the manufacturing side so that all these minor scuffs are not seen. Thankfully, the primary display right here doesn't have any scuff. It's just the heart rate sensor at the back. And I'd say that for a wearable, and a wearable which is a companion device is the way to go. You've got plenty of battery life, plenty of actual use purpose of the device itself, rather than one that is powered by Wear OS, which is going to be heavy, it's going to be more pricey, battery life is going to be shorter, and all that is not necessary because you do have a phone to do most of it anyway. So that's all from me. I hope to see you in the next one. Please subscribe, stay tuned for more reviews on the go.